All right. Hello, everyone. Hold up. Since Trey is jank. All right, are we... Is it working? Also, every time I alt tab, the music stops. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Nope. I forgot stuff. So. Okay, now we're good, right? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if Oh, shut up. Let me know if everything is functional. You can hear the game and the music. And if maybe the sounds are significantly louder than the music, I don't know if that's the case. It sounds normal to me. Sounds a little quiet. I am looking, whenever I'm looking at the chat, I'm facing away from the mic. So, okay. The game is quieter now. I guess I should probably not have it set up like that. I should be able to look at the chat and then see the... Or be facing the mic too at the same time. Maybe I'll adjust the position a bit. I don't know. We'll see. Just let me know if anything needs to be changed. We're playing Calamity. This is a mod for Terraria. It's the first time I'm playing it on this channel. Actually, no, it isn't. I'm lying about that. I have streamed it before. If you really want it for a reason, you could go and watch those old Calamity streams. I wouldn't recommend it. They're not very good. But I've done it before. So this is really just a return to that. But I keep talking about this mod, you know? I can't avoid it. In any discussion... I'll turn off... Oh, you know what? Let's get the music. Yeah. And then here's some lore. Honestly, I don't really care about this. Is the lore changed? Yeah, I understood that. So, oh man, it's time is passing. Oh, that's cool. So Calamity is a huge mod. It's kind of massive. And in any discussion about, you know, I'm actually gonna keep this on for a bit. In any discussion about Terraria, this or like just in general, I keep bringing up this mod. I can't avoid it. So here we are, finally, you know. Get this. Yeah, that's fine. I just can't get away from it, you know. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna talk about it ever, I'm just gonna stream it and just share my thoughts on this. It's like DLC. Yeah, it's just like Downpour, because, you know, people who like the base game may not like the DLC. Because it is actually very different. But I guess you could say that. It's a huge... It's just a lot of stuff. It changes so much too. It's not just like new content. It changes a whole lot of vanilla content. Like here's one change, plus 0.5 damage reduction with these with that prefix, the reforge. So I'm just gonna be I do have to say something, and it's that Calamity has received an update in the past like week or so, and I don't know anything about the update at all. So, you know, some of the things that I talk about may be outdated. Ow. Oh, that's actually really convenient. That's 3 energy cores. Can I? Yeah, auto fire. So these I also have some other mods, but I'll explain that when I get to it. These energy cores are dropped by those Wolfram pylon things, and having 3 of them means that I can make like a full armor set. I think. And, you know, it could be different. That could have changed from this update. Another mod that I have installed. Man. It's called Vein Miner or like Excavator or something. Because mining takes a while, so that just makes it faster. Oh, I guess I'll just leave that there. There's a lot of, or actually not really. I probably have a low amount of quality of life mods compared to some other players who basically have the whole game automated. I have a small amount, a handful of mods. Ooh, rover drive. Yeah, this gives me a shield. So I think this item tells you immediately that this mod is different, because there's an extra cooldown up here, and then when this fills up, I get the shield effect. And there's pretty much not any effects like this in Terraria. Maybe some, like there's some shader effects, like end game areas, but like this being at the very beginning of the game, this is very Calamity. Oh, lag. Hopefully the lag isn't too bad. I usually have problems with Terraria. So, oh, shoot. Okay, that's another thing I need to talk about. Calamity adds a dash. Because normally if you get certain items... Hello, welcome to the stream. Certain items in the game let you dash by double tapping some direction. But Calamity gives you a dash from the very beginning. It's a very weak dash. You can barely tell that it's here, but it lets you change direction instantly. Like, look at this. This would not be possible. Normally you had to like turn around like this. Oh, hey dude. I don't even know if I get anything from killing this guy. Okay, it's a bit... I probably shouldn't be fighting him now. I'll use this, I think. Okay, that's not very effective. Hey dude, I don't want to use all my arrows though. I'll try it. Actually, I can do this a little bit. A little bit of cheese. He walked past it. Little boss fight right away. This guy has his own theme song, by the way. It's not in the game, but it's out there. He doesn't have a trench though. I'm out of arrows. That's good. They just dropped fossils, which I guess I actually want those. So that's fine. I'm going to return soon-ish. I guess I'll keep exploring while I can. Yeah, Calamity adds this little dash. And it's actually really nice. I'm out of arrows now. I guess I don't have the boomerang. Oh, you again. I don't have... This boomerang is so much weaker. I have grenades. Sure, I guess I'm never going to use these. I might as well use them. A nice dodge. Because the main reason you want a dash is just to change directions very quickly. If you're in a boss fight and you're trying to maneuver around, you just want to like turn around quickly. That's the only situation you really want to dash early on, and then later in like late game areas or bosses, I just got destroyed. I didn't even try to heal. I don't know if I have health potions. I have a few. This is Calamity plus a handful of quality of life mods. Here. Magic Swords is actually probably the biggest one. This guy has NPCs that lets you buy potions. I also have what's the hotkey? There we go. Boss checklist. Basically just has all the bosses in order. And I want this because I want to do all the bosses in order. I mean, some of them, like these two, you can't really do. It doesn't show the Eater of Worlds, but it shows both of these. That's interesting. But anyway, I just want to do all the bosses just to be thorough with these streams and show everything there is in this mod. reasonably. Make some basic crafting stuff, and I'll go underground when it becomes night. Magic swords is your enemy? Why is that? Does it make the game too easy, or is it something else? I understand. I mean, I'm actually on that side of not liking quality of life mods for making the game too easy. So I just have a very small amount of them, but I would still like them. Just like I have this, just like crafting stuff, but I could also just go talk to the guide who's like right here. Right, this gives me the same information, except actually technically this gives me way more information because I can then take these and like explore further, which none of these I don't think craft into anything else. Or like this. Here's the wolfram pitting, it makes all this like furniture. Favorite parts of inventory management? I don't mind. Oh, revengeance mode. I don't mind inventory management. Oh, look at you. Going crazy. I guess I don't hate it. But for a live stream, I would prefer to get it over with quickly. Because, you know, like sitting around and like managing like 20 chests just kind of takes time in between the interesting events. What did I want? I wanted to make these into an anvil, so I'm just gonna go underground. Also, I think we've had enough of this. The music is good, but how about some variety? And vein miner. That's pretty much it. When it comes to quality of life. Like I guess I could see like here's like the wand, like you're on slow fragments, and if I want I could look at these. Maybe I won't like go too deep into that. Yeah, I'm playing on revengeance mode because I think it is a good level of difficulty for Calamity. It's generally what I play on, and I don't really like anything beyond that. I guess maybe I haven't tried too much. And I guess I could change it whenever. Like you can just kind of switch between these whenever. Go to death mode. Make some platforms. This thing is a little bit distracting. Can I turn that off? Yeah. I appreciate that. Also, another thing I want to mention about Calamity. By default, it gives you much faster everything, basically. Faster movement speed, higher jump. This looks like a high jump. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm making that up. You mine things faster. You build things faster. Everything is increased. Diamonds already. Do I have ropes? I guess I do. Which, I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. If you play a lot of vanilla, or if you play a lot of Calamity and then you play vanilla, it's like, wow, I'm so slow. But honestly, it's not huge. It's not a huge deal, and it makes the movement upgrades early on feel more impactful when you're like already starting out slow. I think the reason Calamity does it because it's like the early game is boring. Let's like speed it up a little bit so you can get into the interesting parts of like the late game, right? Get into these like new Calamity content in the end game, which I disagree with because I really like the early game of Terraria. It's the only part of the game where the entire world is yet to be explored, right? Once you get to hard mode, it's like, okay, I've gone through a lot of these areas already. We're just like backtracking for like new enemies or something, or a new boss in this area. And Calamity kind of does that even further. I should probably pick up some tin. I might need it for some random recipe. You never know with Calamity. Like I like the like weak early game because then it feels more impactful when you get a lot stronger later. Clammity's like, nah, let's speed everything up, you know. I guess it's okay. It's not a huge excavation potion. Is this? What is this from? Alchemist NPC. I don't know how I feel about that mod adding content that isn't just the NPCs. I thought the whole point of this mod is that it just added NPCs for like buying potions conveniently. There's a chest down here. Look at this jellyfish. Yeah. That's convenience. Oh, I just picked up a flaming arrow. I was so confused for a second. And an anvil. That's crazy. I wish I could pick that up. Hermes Roast this early is very lucky. Usually you get like a flare gun. That's stuff down there. There's some mushrooms down there. Oh, you're long. I think that's a revengeance mode thing. Makes the worms really long. That's kind of funny though. It also adds this trail. I'm gonna point out every single difference between vanilla and Calamity, by the way. Anytime I notice something that Calamity does, I'm gonna point it out and say something about it. My inventory is already full. Also, can you guys get out? It's kind of bothering me. Throwing knives, trap. Ow, okay. I wasn't looking at these guys. Come back. I mean, in general, revengeance mode. I'm pretty sure most of these are revengeance mode only. So it could be weird if Calamity made AI changes to vanilla content just by default. But for like revengeance mode does a lot of those little changes where enemies move faster generally. Maybe they have some new patterns. Maybe some properties are changed, like knockback resistance. One way that they make maybe too low. I don't know. It's not giving me much space to work with. But one of the ways they make enemies stronger or more dangerous is to increase their knockback resistance, or maybe make them completely knockback immune. So normally, if you could just push them away, then they like they're a threat. If that wasn't 10, that'd be nice. I got destroyed. But I also noticed I didn't take damage immediately from that guy. Yeah, inventory management. You're fast. Super feral bite. That's funny. Any buff at all, like summons are technically a buff, right? They show up here, so that would happen too. Just my golden tray right now. Just making progress, really. What do I want to do? I want to grab stone. Actually, I'm just gonna keep this open. A lot because of the vein miner. I already have collected a ton of lead, and I can make some stuff. Specifically, some wolfram stuff because I got that those cores. Okay. Here's a Calamity thing. This item is very complicated. Look at how like long the description is alone. This is not an early game item. It probably shouldn't be, right? I guess the idea of the wolfram stuff is that it's kind of like high tech, despite being this early. Like, what is going on? These are too complicated for super early game items. What are early game items? Bone javelin, bone throwing knife, shuriken, boomerang. You know, these are early game weapons. What is this? This though is kind of interesting. Oh, actually, never mind. That looks expensive. I think hold up, guide. Tell me what I can do with this. I have the cores too, right? I'm pretty sure the armor set is just summoner stuff. Wolfram battery for I want to summon more of these guys. I'm not a fan of this shooting Wolfram scrap because I don't have much at all. That's like the only option. How do I make this? Chain. Hold up. Oh, hold on a second. Shackle, thank you. I can make chain like right now. Need anvil. Chain. Yeah, I have a grappling hook now. It's a jank grappling hook. It like has different mechanics. This used to be overpowered, by the way. They nerfed it a lot, but it's I'll experiment since I can just make it immediately. I don't know why I have my crafting set up like this. Actually, you know what? I can just change it. Yeah, see how slimes are already running around that fast? I guess that's the idea behind Revengeance mode. It's like you've already played the game before, you're familiar with it. Let's make every aspect of the game challenging. Because you know, the early game is much easier, and then it becomes harder as you go on, but let's just say that's constantly difficult all the time. I don't even know what I'm trying to make. Not really anything, actually. Just gonna check everything in there. And just go back down. Get my gold back, maybe. And just hold up, this is the thing. Yeah. It prevents fall damage automatically. That's a very interesting feature. But yeah, you can like swing around. Which is like, for a grappling hook, first of all, it requires an accessory slot. And second, it doesn't pull you in where you want to go. Because normally it's like, I want to go there, so I grapple there, but it doesn't work like that. But instead it lets you swing around. So it could be good, but if I want to go up, it kind of works, you know. It's slower. But like, that's a benefit, you can do this. You can still kind of climb around. Yeah, okay, it's very strong, never mind. It's still very powerful. This guy is still down here. I'm gonna get chopped again. Oh gosh. Okay, we're good. Why does it have so much range? That's a great question. So I got... I guess it's better than... I mean, 2 defense is pretty nice. 3 defense is pretty nice. Whatever. It's a unique item. It might be better than the diamond hook. But honestly, I think I'd rather use the diamond hook than this. Just because it functions like I expect hooks to work. And it doesn't let you get like momentum. Normally you can like dash around really quickly with a grappling hook, but you just can't do that with this at all. But for like navigating it in caves, if you have a ceiling, it's like Saint movement. I don't know how much I'm gonna mention Rain World in these streams, but it's like Saint, you know. If there's a ceiling, you are very maneuverable. They give you a free dash, they did. Gosh, why am I using it? Also, grain jellyfish in pretty hard mode. Yeah, it's powerful. It's very strong. Oh gosh, they're fast. I think I got both of them. How much range does it? It has 2. Okay. I'm not saying this is overpowered. I think it's overpowered. Banner regen. Actually, the Splunker potions are probably better than that. I don't really want to change any accessories though. Like this is so much mobility at the very beginning of the game. You can just climb with it. Also for my class, I think I'm picking range. Oh, he just did that. Gosh, why am I getting all the rare items? Reduce dash velocity, like that makes a difference. A lot of defense though. Yeah, I don't notice that at all. Right, let me just grab this light up here. Cool. Get back down. This might go by pretty quickly. I think to make up for quality of life stuff and generally being overpowered, maybe. I'm gonna try to be very thorough with my exploration of the game. Fight all the bosses, all the events, you know. I don't want to finish this too quickly. I guess down here is like the only path forward. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I might have put up the stream a bit too late. Because I spent too long trying to come up with a title and I still am not happy with it. More Hermes boots? A top today's potion. There we go. So welcome to Calamity Mod. I have an overpowered item right now. This is from the mod. Lets me move around very quickly. Probably too quickly for the very beginning of the game. Like it's only been like 20 minutes. Actually, that's kind of long. Oh, because I spent a lot of time just talking. Can you change the length? It doesn't look like it. Fargo's soul. Is that balanced, really? I haven't played it myself, so I guess I can't comment on it. But my perception of Fargo's soul is that it's probably a bit too much. It looks like... It doesn't look like the kind of mod that I would enjoy. I guess I'll say that. It's a very non... It strays a lot from vanilla, is what it looks like. You know. And Calamity definitely... I'm not defending Calamity. I'm not gonna be nice to this mod either. I have plenty of problems with it. But I'll have to wait and see if any balance changes or other changes from the updates will make me change my mind. So I'm getting so many items. Just like, okay. Okay, here. This is actually why I like the early game. You get like a lot of pretty significant upgrades pretty quickly. Whereas late game becomes like farm for like an hour to get like a 2% increased damage. Not really, it's not really like that. But a lot of the time the effects of late game items can be kind of hard to notice. There's just so much of stats. Oh, eternity mode? Is that the like... I've probably only seen that because that's like the catchy thing they put on a YouTube title or thumbnail. This mod is the hardest thing ever. Now we're just underneath the last area I was in. Similar to Calamity Death Mode. Well, that doesn't sound great immediately. I kind of feel like I might not want to use this item too much. the grappling hook. I feel like it's like kind of trivializing these caves. Oh, there's another chest here. Oh, you're jumping fast. Like I might as well already be in hard mode. I don't want this set with this level of mobility. Okay. Oh, crab zone. Okay, I can already fly. I can already. Yeah, I can already fly. That's basically it. How did I not See this? It was like right here. Somehow I'm fending them all back. Which is, I guess it is godly. All I know is that, oh, I have 5 heart crystals. Okay, why do I feel like I'm like speedrunning? I'm not even trying to. Like I'm making progress way too quickly. Also, I don't really like the flare gun. Although it is used to make the fire sword cannon, which is used to make the spectral storm cannon. But I feel like just because this shoots flares, like it's annoying. I guess I'll keep it, whatever. Here's the track from earlier. Goodbye. Let me just use my escape option. I'll never have to deal with any minor inconvenience ever again. That jellyfish is a bit scary. Did I finish what I was saying earlier about the classes? I think I'm gonna pick ranged. So I took a very short peek at the patch notes for the update. It looked like there was the most changes to ranged weapons. And I don't know what those changes are. You have a lot of health. That's the better weapon. So part of this is exploring just Calamity in general. Part of it is for the update. Just personally, like I'm curious what changed. Clever trick that Calamity pull. Actually don't have any glow sticks, so maybe that's not a good option. I already have over 300 health. What is this game? Oh, skeleton merchant. The glow. It does. It does everything. I guess the grappling hook itself also glows if you want to like light up the path ahead of you. Oh, so you just sell these items. All right then. Don't really want any of these, really. Nah, I'm good. I already got them on my own. I do need to remember to go to the desert because there's an early game desert boss that I always forget to do. Because I think it's kind of pointless, honestly. Okay. I don't know if I want to talk about this now because it's kind of a big deal, personally. I feel like sometimes mods run into the issue of adding too much content. And especially in terms of, ow. How's a jellyfish? How do you get up here? You guys are moving too fast. But just like, think about the space between bosses, right? Because when you defeat a boss, you get new items, new upgrades. And with those new items, you can now face the next boss, right? Like you're strong enough to meet a new challenge. But if there's too many bosses and there's not enough space in between each one, you might accidentally be strong enough to defeat a much stronger boss and skip like 2 other bosses before that in progression. So like to use a specific example, like say I fight Eye of Cthulhu, and then right after that I feel prepared to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. Okay, now that I have Brain of Cthulhu level equipment, Krabulon and Desert Scourge and King Slime too, I guess, they're all gonna be too easy. I already have like much stronger equipment. And like if I fight Desert Scourge first, maybe I can then skip Eye of Cthulhu. And, you know, I feel like it's kind of easy to immediately skip to the next like a boss significantly further ahead, just because there's so many of them. They're not really like a huge step up in difficulty. Like Eye of Cthulhu and Desert Scourge are like roughly similar in difficulty, although I assume that Desert Scourge is probably much harder because it's a Calamity boss. Generally, I think that Calamity content is more difficult and also gives you better rewards. I guess I'll leave that there. Right. So for a harder boss, you can get better items. So technically, finding Desert Scourge should let me skip a lot more. Or, I mean, I think, like, even Vanilla kind of runs into that problem. Like, King Slime and Earclops are kind of just extra bosses that don't really fit in that well in progression. And by the time you fight them, you're probably either too strong. Yeah, you're probably too strong for it. I guess like if you wanted to, you could like do them early and like take advantage of their items. I just okay. Hold on. This will make it easier. There, so worth it. Desert is over there if I want to take a look. Also, this boomerang, I'm pretty sure even more items. Why am I getting all like the lucky items immediately? If an enemy has a rare drop, I just get it instantly. What was that? Oh, I think that was like the different variants of the antlion. Just dying to lava. Okay, maybe I'll make a sapphire hook. I think I'm gonna head back and just kind of slow down for a bit. This guy's making some progress. Let's go back. Yeah. Calamity definitely does have the feeling of like being a boss rush. You know, it's like one, especially in the late game, it becomes fight a boss, move on to the next one, fight a boss, move on to the next, and you just repeat. It's kind of hard for them to do it any other way though, because you know, in pre-hard mode you explore most of the world, and then in hard mode you re-explore the world again with like the new enemies, and then like post Moonlord, it's like, okay, what do? You just go over the world a third time? Like, it kind of doesn't really, you can't really do that very easily. And enemies, regardless of how strong the enemies are, they're kind of easy to defeat anyway with like a good AoE weapon. Let's do some very basic inventory management. So the end game kind of just becomes a boss rush. Defeat a boss, move on to the next. Defeat a boss, move on to the next. I guess it's fine. Calamity is kind of known for its bosses. A gel should be in here. I'll put maybe items in here. I have a ton of them. Yeah, that would have helped with the inventory problem. And everything else is just going to go in there as like garbage. More items, more potions. Here's that inventory management. Oh, also, I'm just, oh. Huh. Are they just invincible? Huh. That's interesting. The enemies just walk straight to the NPCs. I think that's fine for now. Yeah, that's okay. Hello. Yeah, Yeah, welcome anyone who's joined recently. What can I do? Smelt some bars, maybe. Platinum. I got a bunch of that. Maybe make a pickaxe. Spark spreader, make a flamethrower. I have Calamity and hold up, these mods. Mostly quality of life stuff. You can just craft this pretty easily too, which is nice. 5 defense for like a boss arena. I'm not gonna touch flamethrowers. Because I've already used them too much. Not on streams, of course, but you know, I really enjoy flamethrowers. I think they're a really fun weapon type. But I think for it's good to try other things, you know. If I can make a pickaxe, nice. It's slow. Why do you have to be slow? I wish there was an item, like a craftable, consumable item that lets you reforge an item just once. And like, if you get a really bad roll on an important item, you could just try again. I guess I could. But 10 platinum bars. I don't know. Feather of evergreens. You know what? Sure. It's actually a good melee weapon too. Just as an axe. Might as well. I think this has a bunch of upgrades too, but I don't know if I'll care about those. Can I make a bow? That's what Shimmer is for? Yeah, let me just go find Shimmer. Just that easily. I don't know if there's any like decent ranged weapons I can make immediately. I guess, okay, here's what I do. Here's what I'll do. I actually could have gotten all that Crimtane. You know what? Let's do a quick expedition to get all the Crimtane that I skipped. No, I'm just playing single player. That's tungsten over here. I actually never really explored this direction. I'll take a quick look. I guess I could, if I get enough platinum, like, I might as well. If you want, ooh. You know, maybe I'm gonna go up. Maybe I'll do that. If you go to the sky with, like, a gravitation potion, you can find a lot of very good items early on. Or, not really items, but, like, life crystals, gems, and ores, you know. I can have, smart Chris around. Thank you. Let's not blow ourselves up. Can I see Crimtane on the map? There was some like over here, right? Yeah. No, this item isn't overpowered at all. What are you talking about? Infernum. I have not played I've actually, yes, I've played Master Mode once and I did not enjoy it. Infernum. Okay, there was some more than this. Expert is too easy and Master is really annoying. I'm just not a fan of losing like half of your health in like 2 seconds. Or maybe 1 second actually. But I don't really know. How would you increase difficulty that isn't just increasing damage, right? There's certainly ways. There. I think this is probably enough. You don't need a huge amount of Crimtane to make any of the items. Thank you for that. There's a spider cave over there. I think we're good. 41 ore. Slime staff. You can really just craft this. Is this a Calamity recipe? It is. Wow. That they're really doing this. I guess it's to encourage summoners, right? Just let you have an option in the early game. Godly. Okay, well, I know what I'm using. Let's I want to find the snow. Actually, is that hugely important? Didn't they nerf Frostburn arrows a lot? And they're like kind of mediocre now. I still kind of want to use them. Buffing contact damage, but not projectile damage. That's interesting. I personally kind of dislike contact damage conceptually. I'm pretty sure that Calamity addresses this a lot. I'll point it out if I ever notice it, but if an enemy is just standing there, I don't see any threat, right? Unless the whole point of the enemy is to charge at you, then okay, contact damage makes sense. It's like they're directly like approaching you to deal melee damage. If it's a ranged enemy, and the way that they attack you is by shooting you with some projectile, why should them just standing there deal any damage? Why do scouts and archers? Do you have a 300 contact damage? Yeah, just like random enemies that you don't even think of, that you're shooting and it's like, okay, dodge projectiles, and you run into them and you just die. Like, I don't think you can jump if it's below you. I think that's the rule. Also, wait, can I? This is avoid fall damage? Yeah, it still does. I guess if you're on like flat ground, it doesn't have anything to grab onto. Hey, dude. Also, is it still true? Yeah, extra damage at point blank range. I don't understand this mechanic. Isn't the point of range to fire at a distance? To be a long range attacking class? Then why does it give you a bonus for being close? I don't understand. Honestly, it should give you a bonus for being as far away as possible. Just like you can be like a sniper and get some extra damage in. Because most bosses are very aggressive, right? They'll try to get close to you. And so if you manage to keep your distance and still be accurate with your shots, then you're rewarded with extra damage, right? Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. So maybe you need to test that out a lot. Oh, this is a nice biome combination. Let's actually just go into the underground. Just a cave entrance right here. Also, this seed has really good cave entrances. Here's a cave entrance. Here's a cave entrance. Here's a cave entrance. There's a desert over here. Probably has an entrance somewhere, maybe. I think that'd make co-op OP. I guess that's true. Range is already like a really good DPS option in co-op. Just one guy at a distance with like quarter-pipe bullets, and you can just deal a ton of damage. That's lucky. I appreciate that item. So Calamity Mod has a lot of super accessories, or just super items in general. I guess you'd call them that. A lot of items that are just made from a combination of many other items. That's very common in Calamity. And part of it I really like, and part of it I don't like. The part that I like is that it lets you upgrade items that you really enjoy the effects of. So let's say that there's some early game accessory, and it gives you some effect, and you're like a big fan of that effect, and you really want to use that accessory. But it just kind of doesn't scale with like end game content. Like, why are you still using this like accessory? That this is one thing when you could be using these other accessories that give you like a bunch of stat buffs. Well, by combining that accessory with some others, you maintain that effect while like increasing its stats to keep up with the late game. Same thing with weapons, right? If you really like a weapon, you might be able to find an upgrade for it. Like, let's just do one example. Here's the wooden boomerang, which upgrades into the enchanted boomerang, which upgrades into the flame ring, which upgrades into this one, which upgrades into this one. You know, it just keeps going. And by now we've reached an in-game boomerang that you can use on the final boss, right? Just by upgrading the wooden boomerang a whole lot. So if you really like boomerangs, you have a whole line of upgrades to go down, right? The problem though is that, well, two things can happen. One is that an item can be part of a recipe, but not really contribute to the effect of the item. So if you really like an item, its upgrade has a completely different effect because it the other weapon in the crafting recipe takes priority. Then suddenly you don't have the item anymore, and it no longer will exist because it's part of an upgrade that does something else. And maybe it still contributes in some way, but you know, for the most part, you've lost that item for a different one, even if it's stronger, you know. Or you don't care about all those other items. You just want to upgrade the wooden boomerang a whole lot. But in this recipe, suddenly you need like a ton of other items, like the brim blade, and then you need actually these are pretty simple. Right, what are all these different items? And I guess if you're using, oh, that's a new sprite for the enchanted axe. Some of the crafting recipes are way more extreme than that, where they just require a ton of different items. And it's like, okay, time to go on like a little hunt to find all of these random items that I may not have even like found on my first time through. Ice blade. I don't really want that. And crafting recipes can become really bloated, where it just takes a long time just to find all the random items that you need for something. You're just using the same weapon but slightly stronger. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. Yeah, it's the same weapon technically, and maybe there's only slight changes as you upgrade it. But I kind of like the process of finding a weapon that you enjoy using and be able to use it for an entire playthrough as it becomes stronger and it upgrades with you. Can I be accurate once? Goodness. Like this is a fun weapon. Because it's honestly unfortunate when teleportation version. I'll use that. It's unfortunate when you find a weapon that you really enjoy, it becomes outclassed really quickly, and now you don't have that weapon anymore. Being able to upgrade it means that you might be able to use it for a longer portion of the playthrough. Wow. Without like it becoming like underpowered, you know. Apparently these ice bats are the bane of my existence. Let's just, oh, there's a life crystal. Let's just get out of here quickly, because I already got like 2 items that I want. What was that? Like the ice skates are really nice to have if they let you craft the frostwork boost, which lets you craft the terrace spark. You get the idea. Let's just use some bombs here. Also, I think yeah. I just want some of these snow or ice blocks. That's water. Um, 170. You know what? Teleportation potion. We're in the middle of nowhere. What I think I would enjoy the most is a pretty constant stream of unique weapons alongside a handful of continuously upgraded weapons. And I think that's generally what Terraria and Calamity do. But also sometimes, like, okay, let's look at let's just delve into this a little bit. Let me pause the game so I don't die. Let's look at the Knight's Edge. So the Knight's Edge is made up of all these different swords and this item, which is added by Calamity. But normally it's just these 4 swords, right? And each of these swords is pretty strong, and it has its own unique effects. And you combine them all together to make the Knight's Edge, which has its own unique effect. Okay, now you have this weapon, which then upgrades into the true Knight's Edge once you defeat the mech bosses. This weapon is similar, but it adds a projectile, right? And this upgrades into the Terrorblade, which, you know, it uses the Excalibur, which is its own, like, whole, like, you make this from the mech bosses and then you upgrade it, like, instantly. You make the Terrorblade, right? And the Terrorblade upgrades to the Zenith eventually. which is not a direct upgrade. But this is like a whole lot of different swords. Like the Terrorblade is a consistent upgrade path for these swords, right? You're upgrading this throughout the game and probably using it pretty consistently. And then here's all these other swords, like the Seedler, like the Star Fury. You're going to be finding and using these swords alongside like the one main sword. Or maybe if you don't like swords at all, you can find another like path of weapon upgrades. And the Terrorblade and like all those items are pretty constantly like changing which effects they have. You know, the Knight's Edge, or like all the Knight's Edge ingredients have their own unique effects. The Knight's Edge itself is unique. The upgrade is like similar, but it has a projectile. The Excalibur is unique. And then the Knight's Edge, or the Terrorblade itself, you know, is also unique. But they're all like somewhat consistent in being like a pretty strong melee weapon with like a ranged option. At least like post hard mode, or in hard mode. With like the Excalibur being like the true melee path. Zenith, what did they do to Zenith? They made it require this like super endgame crafting recipe. That's all they did. So it's the same strength, but you get it much later in the game. Which I kind of disagree with that approach. I think that they probably should have nerfed it. Okay, I think ideally, my personal approach to the Zenith would be to nerf it to an appropriate strength level for like post-Moonlord content. But then add an upgrade to the Zenith that adds like even more swords to the mix, or maybe like an upgraded variant of each sword, and that's like the end game option, just so that it stays relevant. But Calamity kind of has this problem where it adds content post Moonlord, but for vanilla Terraria, post Moonlord is the end of the game, so the items can be as overpowered as they want. Really, there's no limits. You know, they're kind of like end game like joke weapons. Like, okay, they can just be as like arbitrarily strong, whatever. But then Calamity is like, okay, we're adding new contents to the end of the game, so it actually needs to be balanced. So we need to nerf all these overpowered items. What was I? Okay, I want to craft a lot of arrows, and I don't have any stone. Stone is over here. I should probably build some NPC housing. So are these different? Okay, they both deal the same damage, but Frostburn is like a slightly stronger debuff, damage over time. I guess it doesn't matter right now. I'll keep using the wooden arrows. Is this a good spot for? Yeah, this is fine. I'll build some houses here. I don't care much about building, so these aren't gonna look good. I always just do these boxes. I've gotten decently good at building them fast, so that's something. I think Frostburn is just twice as much damage as on fire. Oh, this is bothering me. Which I guess doesn't really make a difference. It used to deal 2 more damage, the arrow itself, which like in the very early game makes a pretty significant difference. I already have all the items I need. So these are all should be valid. Yeah. I might actually try to make some houses here just to have them. It's back to what's the stream time? Oh. Yeah? Is it back? Hello? Is the stream working now? Goodness. You're not the one responsible for the stream lagging. You're chill. It's kind of slow. Slower than you want it to be. That's fine. It should probably be weaker, honestly. So this little house right here. Can I turn this into a NPC building? Sorry, these aren't going to be the right blocks. Is this valid? Missing a wall. Why are you like this? Do I need my own wall? Oh, okay, whatever. I want to go to the desert. Because there's an armor set I could get there, maybe. We'll see about that. But also because the next boss is there. There's also King Slime, which I said I was going to do the bosses in order. And technically King Slime is the very first one. But I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to, try to, like, get that spawner. And, like, how much does King Slime really help early on? Not too much, right? I guess I'll try to do all of the Calamity bosses in order. Okay. I'm kind of throwing. I can probably kill this guy now. Yeah. Got the spark. This guy does drop the fossils that I need for the armor set. So maybe I'll just try to kill those guys. Yeah, there's more of them spawning in. Let's use the better arrows. Yeah, my stream has some issues with this like freezing every once in a while. I still don't know why it does it. Because there's days where there's like no issues at all and everything works totally fine. Or there's days where it like cuts out several times throughout the whole stream. I guess I'll just dig down like here. It's 27 fights. Nice. Something that Calamity does. Actually, you know what? I will mention that later. Let's not like over-explain everything about the mod in the very beginning. Oh my gosh, these guys. These guys. Okay, we're good. Now we're here. This is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. We're looking out for one enemy in particular, which is this guy, the Stormlion. See, why am I getting all these rare items like immediately? Is this actually something different? Did I accidentally change like the super lucky option? This okay? Funny thing you do with a vein miner. Yeah. excited for the Rod of Discord drop. Ow. You just fired 2 projectiles? Well, you're dead now. This guy has a unique sound effect for getting hits. Calamity has recently been adding a lot of sound effects, which I personally enjoy. Which it's a nice detail, but also there's a lot of stuff in this mod, isn't there? They've gotten to the point where they're adding new sound effects. Like, really? As in, like, I'm pretty sure it's like custom made sound effects for the mod, not just like they're finding a bunch of sounds to use. I have like people on the team who are like, you know what I mean. It's crazy that the scope that Calamity has gone to. Like, as a mod, it is probably larger than so many games in terms of the community and the effort put in developing it. What am I looking for? Probably just the storm lines and whatever else is needed for the crafting or the summoning. One of these here. I think I can convert these. Oh, I need a crafting table. Stormline mandible to make. Oh, there's this set. Why are there 2 desert themed range sets in the early game? Or is the desert set different? No, they're just both early game range sets in the desert. I guess I gotta make this one, right? Because it's Calamity. So I need 8 total and like some sand and silk. I've been collecting cobwebs. Yeah, it used to be for throwing class. So okay, so here's some Terraria lore for you guys, or like history, I guess. In 1.3, it was 1.3, right? Maybe it was in 1.2, but they added like throwing class, right? And this was items like the shurikens, throwing knives, grenades, as well as like the desert set, which gave like set bonuses for throwing items, and maybe the ninja set too. I might be making that up. But the problem was it was very limited. In fact, there was no like hard mode throwing stuff. Also ninja. So like in the early game, you could go with like a full-on throwing build, right? Up to like the wall of flesh. But then suddenly all of your options would just fall off, and you have no new throwing equipment. Although technically you could still make it to Moonlord. It would just take forever, but you know, anything is possible in Terraria. You can defeat the Moonlord with a wooden bow. So if you ever see any challenges like, can you beat Terraria with only this or whatever, the answer is yes, you can. You can beat Terraria with anything. You can do it with the throwing sets. And eventually I think it's just 1.4. They just straight up just got rid of the throwing subclass entirely and just made it all ranged, right? So the desert set became range damage. Shurikens and throwing knives and grenades all became range damage. The Calamity Mod wanted to expand on that. They added their own throwing class. And I'm pretty sure that rogue or throwing stuff was part of the rogue class, right? At first. So the desert set would like increase your throwing damage, and then other items would like have throwing damage that Calamity added. But since 1.4, since they got rid of the throwing class, Calamity just had to make it up themselves. And now that's like a weird case where like shurikens aren't actually like part of the rogue class, even though they're very similar. And also there's things like the boomerangs, which are like partially melee, partially throwing. Or I guess rogue, right? It's called rogue. It's like a whole interesting situation. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the rogue class added by Calamity. I think that it adds a lot of interesting ideas, but they kind of aren't that strong, and also like hard to like take advantage of, like the stealth mechanic, right? So if you stand still for a little bit, you build up stealth and become invisible, and your next throwing attack will be strengthened by the stealth. It's like a stealth strike or something like that. The problem is that in a boss fight, you don't have time to stand still for a few seconds to build up stealth, right? So you're pretty much never going to be making use of those abilities. I think in general, they're just not worth it, right? You could either stand still and not shoot for a few seconds just to shoot once with a strong attack, or you can just keep shooting constantly and just deal damage constantly, and it probably is going to be stronger than waiting for the stealth strike, right? Ooh, there's something down there. It built up while you move, but you still have to not shoot, right? Anytime you want to try to do a stealth strike, you have to not be shooting while you're charging it up. This is a item. Wow. Okay, these are good potions. Yeah, this does range damage for some reason. I don't know why Calamity didn't just change it back. Like these weapons, these throwing knives, these are rogue damage, not range damage. Very different. Angel statue is useless. Mining potions though, they're pretty good. But it's like you can push that around. Is that a Calamity item? Ah, whatever. This accessory, it makes your projectile or your weapon shoot another projectile based on the class. So like swords don't do anything. This boomerang is melee, so it shoots this like bouncing projectile. Right. Personally, the lava fishing. Oh, that's why. Even though I've done a lot of lava fishing. How much weapon or how much damage does this do? One. It literally does 1 damage. And it's loud. Cool. I'm personally not a huge fan of that accessory. Oh, hello, entire desert population. Some cactus though. That didn't deal that much damage. These guys are surprisingly hard to hit for how big they look. I think after all of this, I should have enough materials to make everything that I want to. Somehow my accuracy kind of is awful. I think we go. Very full inventory anyway. Here's the merchant. Here to buy random stuff that I don't need. I could probably take the boss. Oh right, the armor set. I want to make that. So you need to go down this whole crafting tree. So make a... I don't think I have enough wood. Like I can turn the walls back into... Hello? How do you make this? Sawmill. Oh, it also requires iron. With this, I can make a loom. And with this, I can go grab the cobwebs, which I have a trillion of. And here I can craft just Just gravestones. Okay. Look. And I might as well make a lot of this. And I should be able to make nothing. How do I do this? Guide. Actually, Stormlion. Oh, maybe I should use those items. Oh, it also requires a loom. I guess I just wasn't standing next to it. Yeah. That's a synergy. Anyway, this armor set. It does a lot. Increased range damage, chance to not consume ammo. Range attacks deal an extra flat 1 damage. I actually really like that. I wonder if it works with this. Because these did 1 damage, so +1 is like doubling. But honestly, that's kind of insignificant anyway. Pretty cool. I like the flat damage bonuses for early game items. Technically, this would make the mini shark pretty good, right? Anyway, this. This is too much. This is a bit excessive, isn't it? Okay, so sand smoke bomb. Double tap down to try yourself in a small cloud of sand. While the sand cloud is active, gain increased mobility but heavily reduced defense. Using a ranged weapon, instantly dispels the sand cloak, but generates or guarantees a super crit for 200% damage. The super crit applies only as long as the resulting hit wouldn't exceed 100 damage. Then you kill the blow on an enemy with a shot. Shortens the ability cooldown to 1.5 seconds. What the? Cool. I think this used to have a different effect. I don't know, but it's a range set, so I guess I'll stick with it anyway. Because the effect is kind of confusing and all over the place. Hello, welcome to the stream. Let's try to find, or how do I make this summoning item? It was like this and sand, which doesn't exist. Where's the sand? Hello, I'm blind. Did I throw it away? Did I just throw away all the sand? Or did I just not have any at all? Huh. Well, I need sand, so I'm just gonna go back. If there's any sand down here, I can pick that up too. No. I'm pretty sure Calamity just wants to add a lot of different ways to craft items that you might not be guaranteed to get. Like a lot of items you will find in the overworld from like the brown chests, the wooden chests on the surface. And those like you just might not get one of those in a playthrough if you're just unlucky. So being able to craft it, like the aglet, you know, the aglet is required for the lightning boots, which is required for all the boot upgrades. After that, I definitely had sand at some point. I made this. I guess I'll flatten out this area in case I want to. Well, I'm gonna fight a boss here, so yes. You know, if you just get unlucky and you don't really find an aglet, you can just craft one. And so I guess it just applied that same logic to like most like early game items, and I mean a lot of items in general you can craft if it's hard to find them naturally. That's enough sand. Wow. I guess for like picking off individual enemies, it's pretty strong. For a boss fight, just getting like one shot that is extra damage is not a huge deal. This guy's back. I guess if I'm using this set, I mean, it gives me like very little defense. 6 defense total. not a huge deal. And sold by Skeleton Merchant. Is that something added by Calamity? %4 melee speed, that makes a huge difference. I have a lot of gold, I just realized. Let's buy this and just put the gold away, because I would definitely lose that at some point. And now, hold up, do I need a altar for this? Yes, Crimson Altar. Well, it's a good time to go look for the Crimson. Probably past the desert, since I've already explored a decent direction. Or decent distance in the other direction. That's base game? Really? So you can buy an aglet from the Skeleton Merchant? I guess would great. Yeah, you can fish for a lot of items. I guess they, you know, some people don't like fishing. I personally don't really enjoy fishing. Like if you want like Hermes boots and like a kind of bottle, you can like get the alternatives from fishing. I guess for like aglet and stuff too. I gotta just use a bunch of sand all over the place. That'll be fun to clean up. Oh, I need wood. Yeah, I kind of ran out. I have a very good axe now though, so it's not a problem at all. That's a... I always find this when I don't want it. I guess I'll pick it up. Oh, did I ever answer that question? This is not my first time playing the Calamity Mod. I've played this, like, too much. I have not played the most recent update that just came out, like, a week ago. Oh, this isn't even, a sword. This is just the accessory. I'll be honest, that looks kind of bad. This is a cool little building. But that item sounds very weak. Like 4% damage reduction is like a few points of damage, maybe at most. I think it'd be interesting if this was a longer cooldown, like 15 seconds or something. But then like a pretty significant increase in damage reduction, or just like flat defense, especially for like an early game item, or at least an item that you can find in the early game. We're still looking for the corruption, by the way. This is pretty interesting world gen. Here we go. Oh, it's a crimson, right? How am I supposed to enter this? Yeah, let's just open this up a little bit more. I will be returning here, probably. So I'll do a quick trip through this whole area, but ultimately I just want to craft the summoning item. The desert medallion. So, so something that Calamity does is it makes these boss summoning items non-consumable, which I have feelings about. It means that bosses can be summoned as many times as you want. So if you die many times, you can just keep retrying and retrying without needing to craft the crafting recipe. Without needing to craft the summoning item too much. Which, that's nice. However, it allows for some cheese. You can very easily just like make a bunch of, or like just fight like the Akku to do like 20 times. And you like now have like a platinum coin, right? it's very easy to farm them for gold. Especially like once you get strong enough to defeat the like early game bosses in like a few seconds, they give a pretty decent amount of money for how easy they are to defeat. Oh, thank you. It does mean that bosses can be significantly more difficult because you have infinite tries, right? Which is, I think that's nice for especially like the late game bosses. And especially bosses that have really annoying ways to spawn them. Like the mech bosses, the crafting recipes for those summons are pretty expensive. They're not too hard to get, but if you want like a bunch of them, or if you like die, then it's like, okay, time to go find all the, all those items again. I don't care too much about organization right now. Mainly, I'm just gonna wait until I get the magic storage, and I'll just dump everything in there. So, like, long-term inventory management doesn't matter too much. But I think overall, it is a really nice change. Especially with the approach that Calamity wants to have of like bosses being like a big challenge that you need to overcome to make progress. Like, okay, let's make them a lot more difficult. And okay, since they're difficult, you'll have infinite tries. Hello, welcome to the stream. For this boss, he is a worm. Which, there's a bit of a trend in Calamity Mod. With worms. That guy did not even deal damage to me. Hold up, I want to test that again. So a zombie, right? They deal contact damage. This guy, I guess they only deal damage with their attack, right? They have the arm that they're holding that they swing at you. So unless they hit you with that, then they don't deal damage. I can't actually get up to the platform. Gotta clear out these guys. So this weapon that I have right now is not good at hitting multiple enemies at once, which is usually what you want for a worm type boss, right? Because each segment that you hit contributes extra damage to the same target. I guess if I had Jester arrows. Actually, you know what? I'm getting all these stars. I don't really have anything else to use them on. I might as well make Jester arrows. Let's see if the crafting recipe is any different. Is this buff? Did Calamity change this? Because 50 sounds like a lot. Or maybe that's just how it is. Because I played the older version of Terraria recently, and I think they were super expensive back then. Like it required like 1 star for 10. It's normally 10. It's normally 10 always in vanilla too. I think this is a fine arena. I don't like need to make this huge. We're gonna be making some pretty big arenas later. So I'm not, these are just gonna be temporary for now. Oh, you again. Do I care about you? Honestly, for this boss, I think I want to make the other grappling hook too. I think I can make a sapphire one. Yes, that's the best option. So it still prioritizes this accessory, which makes sense. It does provide light. Only when it's equipped, though. That makes sense. But now I can actually equip another one, which could be any of these. These are all kind of bad. This is kind of nice. I'll put this on just for the life regen. I'm pretty sure Band of Regeneration is also +1 life regen. It might be 2. But maybe if I get hit by like a really strong attack, then this will make a meaningful difference. If any of these had like warding, that'd probably be a better option. Guarding, just the radar just for the reforge. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yes, we're playing Calamity. Some basic potions too. I really want to mass produce these 2 potions in particular because dark things are like, a darker screen is like worse for compression for a live stream. Can I make a... Actually, you know, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just bring an apple. And we can fight this boss. Actually, Jester is first, right? 2 fallen stars. I have more than that. Surely. I just put all those items away. Okay, that's an amount of fallen stars. I guess this will help a little bit, but not a huge amount. I think we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 0.5, so it's even worse. Really, 0.5? That feels like nothing. Like, I think of like the band of regeneration as like a solid really, you're supposed to jump. I think of it as like a solid defensive accessory in free hard mode. That kind of makes it sound like it doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, I have the new grappling hook now. Or the old one. Yeah. I can just use it like normal. You think this is just about the best conditions we're gonna get? Whoa, you look different. You look very different. The damage of the arrow does seem to reduce as it hits more targets. Whoa, I didn't expect that. Ah. That's a unique animation for biting me. That's cool. At least I think that was. Okay, it has the whole spread of bullets like that. Oh, that was a turn. Thank you. I'm not taking too much damage though. I mean, I do have like almost 400 HP at the very beginning of the game, so that helps. That's fun. I appreciate the little detail of them having a unique animation for when they get close to you. That's nice. Also, I think this is just an entirely separate phase. Damn, they turned way too fast. I can't even like avoid them at all. What the heck? Maybe I'm just bad. That was fast. Oh, another detail that I forgot to mention about Calamity, it lets you fast fall. By holding down, you just fall a lot faster than normal. So they really give you a lot of mobility options in the early game, but normally you have pretty much nothing. So I should have been using that. Yeah, now it's more reasonable to actually dodge the charge. Just kidding. There we go. Why is the pre-active boss faster than the destroyer? I don't know. We could do it again. I'm gonna run out of destroyers though. Well, that's just a regular antlion. But now I'm more familiar with your attacks. Just kidding. I'm still bad. I have rage. So I forgot to mention this. Revenge of the mode adds rage and adrenaline. Rage you build by being close to an enemy. Any enemy, in general. Just being close to enemies builds rage. And then adrenaline builds during a boss fight as long as you aren't taking damage. So if you don't take damage for like 30 seconds or something like that, then you can build up adrenaline. And both of them, when activated, just give you a really big boost in damage. And it's an interesting mechanic because boss fights in Revengeance mode, of course, are much more difficult. But if you can really master them and like not take any damage at all, then suddenly you can get adrenaline much more consistently, and boss fights can almost become easier if you really make use of it. If you save adrenaline for a good phase, and you consistently get it without taking damage, suddenly you have a lot of increased damage for the fight just by constantly using adrenaline. I'm not demonstrating very well right now. He's very fast. There we go. That barely helped. Short sword. Let's go. I don't know if they drop any weapons that I really want. Is something on my back? Oh. Wait, that's actually sick. You stab him and then you get a ranged attack. That's very cool. I wish there were more weapons like this. Maybe there are. Calamity used to have a lot of... short swords. But then in one of the updates, a ton of them were just removed completely. There's only like a handful left, but maybe they're like reworking some of them and bringing them back. I don't really remember this being a weapon though. So like, I'm assuming this is like a pretty recent addition. This is the ranged weapon. I totally forgot to use the set bonus. Sorry, I think to stop using that weapon. It's fun. It's a fun idea though. I'll make this new armor set and see what it does in terms of the set bonus. It gives more defense. A lot of bonuses for being underwater, but also I'd look kind of ridiculous right now. Huh. Guess it is a 10% chance. Okay, I guess we're not gonna see that. Maybe this shoots faster. No? Well, okay. Apparently there's a projectile as far as pearl shards. These make enchanted weapons. And none of these are ranged though. This is. Requires bones though. You know what? Let's make this. So something that you can do with the recipe browser is favorite some items and they'll show up there. And you can like remember like, okay, these are the ingredients that I need to make this item. How do I make, hold up, how do I make these? Oh, I wasn't standing next to the reed blowgun. Whoa. I really like the visuals of this weapon. Okay, this is intriguing. I do actually hold up. Since these are so easy to make, try to get for a better reforge. Maybe I should check if the weapon is actually good. Unreal. Well, there we go. And let's get rid of the sword since we're not using melee. Do I have another chest? Sorry to anyone who cares about inventory management, because I'm not doing a great job right now. But it's not going to matter eventually. We're just going to throw everything into one big box later. So don't worry about it. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, this is a very interesting weapon. But let's go down to the desert again. I want this item. Yeah, better underwater stats. I mean, this already gives me like a lot of underwater buffs. But we're going to a water area despite going to the desert. I'm a little bothered by the fact that this weapon is always visible. And maybe I should also build a house in the desert to make up some pylons eventually. I really need to remember to make pylons more often. Often they're incredibly useful, and I just forget to make them all the time. I already have an arena here. Maybe I'll set it up like off to the side over here. You know, how about we do this? Might look kind of strange. Hello. Welcome to stream. Welcome to Calamity. I literally just fought the Desert Scourge. That was like the last thing I did. Got this cool weapon. I don't know how strong it is though. I think it looks cooler than it's like how much damage it does. Box is kind of weird here. This does 22 damage plus 7. This does 27 damage. So the damage is actually similar. This is probably easier to hit because it just moves in a straight line. So what we're going to do here... how about like this? Also, the sandstorm is constantly just pushing me around just a little bit. That's fun to deal with. I just want to build this underground so it doesn't get in the way, because this is a really nice flat area for like fighting things if I ever want to fight some bosses here in the future. A debuff of all time. Yep. No, I didn't want it to build above the platforms. when I did it anyway. Alright, there we go. They're already arriving. If the arms dealer wants to show up too... Actually, hold up real quick. Let's go and grab the gun. Just so that they're guaranteed to show up. And not the die... Oh! I guess the die trader likes the desert, right? So they wouldn't hate it there. I get the pylon easily. I need, since I have the alchemist NPC mod, I need to build like a ton of houses just somewhere. Just to just for NPCs to have like space to move in, you know? Because that can be a little bit of an issue. Where there's so many NPCs added by the mods that you don't have enough space for all of them. Even if you build a house in every biome, like a little town of like 3 people, 3 houses, there might be more NPCs than that. So I think usually somewhere I just build like a big hotel. There's a bunch of boxes somewhere in the world just to fit all of the NPCs that are added by the mods. Yeah, just a little bit further into the game. That might take just a few minutes to get to. But you two are very happy together. So Desert Pylon. And I could get the mini shark. I actually can afford it right now. And it is upgrading to the Mega Shark, which upgrades into the Megalodon, which upgrades into the Sea Dragon, which upgrades into the Void Dragon. But I think that's a bit later too. Yeah, some pylons. Anyway, I wanted to go down, right? I look kind of ridiculous, don't I? I'm like just some amalgamation of like ocean. That dude just... That's unfortunate. I have felt somewhat motivated recently to try to go back to some old streams and edit them into like highlight videos. We're just gonna dig straight down from here. Yeah, that is the goal right now. Just go down. Because I was thinking about Animal Well, as I always do. And I think that's a good game to like highlight. Because a lot of people, I realized, watch videos for a similar reason, or like gameplay videos. They play a game, and they enjoy the game, and they just want to see someone else play it and see what they think of it, or see how they react to certain events. And Rainworld fans, especially, tend to do that. And like Outer Wilds fans, where it's like this game is so good, you want to see someone else experience it for the first time, right? But the problem with like Rainworld especially, and like Outer Wilds too, partially, is that there's so much like other random stuff in the game, or the player like gets lost and spends like 20 minutes wandering around. You know, a lot of the time they don't actually make progress towards the interesting parts of the game, and they just kind of like waste a lot of time. And so a highlights video that just has like the few like key moments of the playthrough, like the revelations and like the new areas, you know. Then like that could be compressed down to like 30 minutes, and that's like you can like watch a whole person's playthrough without all like the wandering around and being lost and dying or stuff like that. That's a nice item to have. I think like how bad would that be to try to take some streams and edit it down just to the handful of key moments that are interesting, you know. Especially since I'm going to be playing more and more like new games in the future, like Silksong, Summer, the Watcher DLC, potentially some other random indie games that I don't even know about now. Like getting in that practice of like editing videos. I'm just thinking about trying that out. 2053. There's a funny video where someone found a bunch of things that took less time to make than Silk Song. Or things that like happened in less time. Because it's taken like over 5 years at this point. Also, hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, we're here. The music's changed. Probably the best part of Calamity Mod is the music. So what do I want here? I have the recipe. Navy stone is just this stone right here, right? Yeah. And then the sea prism is just like the random shards of stuff on the walls. Yeah, that was kind of pointless. And we can move around very quickly in the water. Actually, hold up. Who cares about all of this? Let's just go find one of those big shards. They're somewhere around here. And by standing still, hold up. I need to actually equip the accessory. Oh, I put it away. No, I need air. Okay. There's little bubbles that refill your air in this biome. That's obsidian. I guess actually, hold up. This would be a good place to get it. Ow. They don't. The enemies aren't even aggressive here. They're just chilling. Unsafe. Why does it drop the unsafe variants? Kind of weird. Can I make an artificial biome? Oh, here's one of the shards too. Maybe I'll try to look for the boss too. There's a boss in this area. They're kind of a mini boss and not too important. There's a chest over there. I still need some chest items. Like I could use a cloud, a bottle, a magic mirror, you know, just the basics. Since you guys didn't see the very beginning of the run, the playthrough, the very beginning was super lucky. I found a ton of life crystals, Hermes boots like instantly, and like a bunch of like decently strong items. Yeah, I got a very fast like head start. Like all of these items, except for this one, I got all of these like within like 10 minutes. What do I want? I want to make that item, right? I need like one of those shard things. Prism shards, the pearl shards. Stormline Mandible. There we go. I only have one left, but that's all I need. This could be a better... Oh, that's really nice. Any weapon that passes through blocks is like worth holding on to. If it pierces enemies, then that's pretty valuable. If like the goblin army shows up. Just throw all these items in here. What I'd like to find now, or no, what I'd like to get, actually I might be able to make it now. Hold up. So these storage components, these are for the magic storage. I need one more emerald. One more emerald, and I can make all the magic storage stuff. So basically the magic storage, instead of having chests, which have like limited space, you need to organize them and everything, you basically just get one very large chest that like automatically sorts all of your items for you. It lets you craft items from anything that's within the chests. It basically makes the entire crafting and inventory management process like much easier. Some people don't like that, which is fair. It is pretty strong. Basically, you forego any amount of like chest management or organization to just like throw everything into this one box, right? But I think that's nice. So I will make use of it. I could use some extra wood. I don't know where it all went. And the nice thing about this axe, it's kind of hard to see, is that it's also a decently strong weapon. So while you're chopping down trees, you're also fending off the horde of zombies that's always trying to get you. Ow. This grappling hook is pretty slow, so it can't always save you from fall damage. Sandstorm's still going on. Gotta love this desert right next to the snow. So I'm heading to the snow to look for an emerald because they're usually more common here, or at least they're easier to spot. Maybe I should have brought a Spelunker potion too. Okay, well, that immediately leaves the snow. I get some topaz. There they are. I didn't see them for some reason. And there we go. Like max life already. Like that last one honestly took too long. I could have like searched for it earlier and have max health immediately. Which I probably wouldn't recommend doing actually. I think the moment you reach over 200 HP, some stuff starts happening. Like maybe bosses or events start spawning in, so if you're not prepared. But if you're good enough to be able to get that much health back quickly, then you're probably gonna be fine anyway. Okay, there's just topaz. I didn't ask for like 200 topaz, but I guess something. I think that there is some use for it. All the gems actually, for like magic storage related stuff. It is kind of loud. I already have most of these items. Rain worlds and Terraria are so completely different, it's kind of hard to imagine any like crossover working. Like spears are so underwhelming as a weapon. It wouldn't be a very interesting addition. Oh, rubies. Those are more rare than emeralds. This is a cool structure down below me. It's one of the trade-in labs. This is actually completely useless for me. I guess they do sell. I guess I'll grab it. I'm probably not going to make the Master Ninja gear. So it's kind of useless actually. You guys don't mind me. There's music. Is that new? There's these turrets here. There you go. You can break them eventually. Arctic diving gear. That's really nice. And there's just a whole lot of tech, you know. Anyway, these turrets kind of suck. Wait, can I just do this? Yeah. Since before the latest update, probably. I don't always have the music on. Now I can just cheese these guys by doing the same thing. Wow, nice design. Didn't expect someone to be able to break turrets through the walls. You should have been prepared. I don't know who I'm talking to. But let's just get these schematics and these. They just make a whole lot of items. I guess I can make the what is the first weapon you can make? The pulse pistol, the area light. I guess I'll try to make that just for experimentation's sake. Also, these power cell factories, you have to pick them up. Like, if you want to beat all the bosses, pick them up early. Ideally, you know. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where you don't have enough. Still no emeralds though. Yeah, Calamity does have a bunch of random references, so I guess that's like a vanity. I can see them adding. Oh, here's an emerald. All right, there we go. Do I need them for anything else? Blue crawler fight? Nah. I could see like a slug cat as like a vanity, like a pets or something. These power cells. Yeah, just put these down somewhere. I don't really like this spot because it's kind of close to the maybe I'll just like keep like I'll like flatten this out. Maybe I'll do that. Actually, who cares about organization? I can probably just replace this right now. So storage hearts, storage crafting interface, and then storage units, which I believe I need more chests for. Actually, I have chests right here, but I have to replace all the items first. And one more if I make some more tungsten. Nice. So, how do I want to organize this? Do I want to make a room for it? Probably, yeah. I'd have to move these first. Well, I'll just make it here. How wide does this need to be? 12 wide? Oh, it's already enough, actually. So I'll do 2 more than that. This is kind of small, actually, doesn't it? So the way that I like to do this is have, get rid of this, have a platform like here. Dude, get out of here. And the platform has all of these crafting components. So parts, crafting, and then storage like that. I guess if I want, I could fit more. I probably will in the future. But here, now that I have the magic storage setup, you can just do this. I'm actually already running out of space. And it's full. And you can also craft stuff. So if I put some crafting stations here, I actually need to pick up the crafting stations I put in here. Yes. That actually just put it away in the storage again. So you put your crafting stations in here. I'll just put them all in, because why not? Not like I'm gonna need a living loom. But now you can just craft basically all the items that you could craft with what's in your storage, right? And what I would like to make is a cryptane storage upgrade, which you can then put on the storage units to increase your capacity. So you can either just keep making the base storage units, which is probably the easiest option, right? But I like to upgrade them and try to use like as few as possible, because then it's a bit more interesting. And I guess I'll get some walls too. Do I even have enough wood? I think so. Hello, welcome to the stream. So if I want to, I can also just put some stuff in here in the bottom, whatever I want. Oh, let's get a campfire too. Just for the life regen, have it around the base. And so yeah, so this is... Let's actually... I could just make 2 more of these, you know, just so I don't need to worry about it too much at the very beginning. Let's do that. So now, 280 unique items, which means like unstackable items, like these ocean crests, these take up individual slots. But like all these ropes, this only takes up 1 slot, right? And I think that I could stack more than like a max stack of ropes or any item. But just for some organization, let's get rid of a bunch of these duplicates and items I'm never going to use. Oh, piggy bank. You know, let's get a basic crafting stuff. Just a workbench. Yeah, that's nice. I can sell these. Cool. So that's storage setup. I got pretty lucky with finding diamonds, because you do need some diamonds to make these. If you don't find any diamonds, you can... it kind of sucks. But anyway, what's next? That's why I have the boss checklist. Technically King Slime. Maybe I should just try to fight King Slime right away. If I can make a crown. Yeah, let's do that. Do I have enough gel though? It doesn't really require that much. Is there a Crimson Altar that's close? I guess the closest one is like... Actually, right here, because I have the pylon. Should probably build some more houses too. And farms. Actually, you know, farms don't matter at all. I have the Alchemist NPC mod. So those NPCs just sell potions straight up. They're pretty expensive actually. But I think it's somewhat balanced. Not really. Didn't the slime crown used to cost like 99 gel? It was actually kind of hard to craft. Actually, all this wood just sitting here. Keep being surprised by my underwater mobility because of this armor set. Kind of weird that the armor set that gives you such good underwater mobility, it's pretty much only useful for the sunken sea. Right, this little area down here. This is where you want the water stuff. But like, what's there? Like, is it really worth it to go to make the set for the underwater bonus? I mean, it gives other bonuses, right? It's not just for the underwater buffs. But it's only really useful in that one little biome that it's not really that worth staying in for a long time. Also, those were Crimson Altars up there. Hold up. No, I wouldn't mind a double jump. Should get around this. Okay, whatever. There's Crimson Altars up here that I just missed. You know what? Hey, dude. Can you start? Can you be debuffed? There you go. It feels like this weapon is stronger. Oh dear. So with the shield active, I actually don't lose adrenaline from getting hits. That's very convenient. And I also want to get rage. So stacking rage and adrenaline gives you a lot of extra damage. So if you're doing like an easy fight like King Slime, you can pretty easily get or at least a fight that you're comfortable with dodging in, right? You can get adrenaline and rage and boost and use them both at the same time and you deal a ton of damage. You just spawn in a jungle slime. Spike's jungle slime, yeah. What the heck? Alright. Easy fight. So this weapon does have piercing, but not too much. So it's not actually that good, but it's useful. Better than the other items I have for piercing. Wow, what? This is really bad. I didn't get the mounts, so I'm just gonna do that again. It's a good strategy. Yeah, of course. He's gonna keep spawning in slimes. I can use rage. Actually, I'm gonna use it to clear out these guys. They're not really a threat at all. And also I could use the road gel. I'm pretty sure that's a change that's made in Revengeance mode. Ow. Just King Slime now spawns in a bunch of other slime variants. Like there's yellow slimes here. And also that he teleports behind you now. So you have to now deal with all the other slimes that he spawns in. Didn't lose adrenaline. Don't know why he's not teleporting yet. There we go. There we go. Just clean this up real quick. Or not quick at all. There's a pinky in there. He just got launched. There's two pinkies? Yeah, there are. That's fun. Easier to hit further away. And there we go. Slowed down by ice slimes. Probably way too prepared. Okay, no mounts again. Maybe I'll just wait on that. Get some better get some better weapons so I can farm it faster, but it's not necessary that I get it right now. So, I consider. Okay, if I what time is it? Okay, I can fight him tonight. If I go to the Crimson Altar right now. Shoot, I forgot. We have pylons. It's really convenient when you have a demon altar / Crimson Altar right next to your base, just underground a bit. But that's not so common anymore. There used to be actually a bug with the spawning of the Crimson Altars where they would all spawn on the same Y level. Like exactly. So if you wanted to, you could dig a tunnel at that level across your entire world and find all the Demon Altars. Of course, except for the ones that are in the actual Corruption or Crimson, right? Those can be wherever, within the biome. Outside of the biome, they were all spawned at the same level. Ooh, Perforator Cyst. That's for later. But they actually fixed that. And now they just spawn wherever. Okay, we're ready. Actually, maybe this would be better in the desert arena, since I already have a boss arena set up. Let's just run over there. If I can actually make it. So I've noticed the eye is already much faster than normal. I need you to shot a projectile at me. Thank you, dude. Alright, here we are. Oh, 3 projectiles. That's new. They actually do a lot of damage. All these eyeballs. It's like this is like the twins level of mobility from a boss. I actually got reworked by Calamity previously. Okay, they're doing this now. And this is like an entirely unique rework. Oh, now you're gonna do that again. Okay, so this is more similar to the old version of the Calamity version. Old Calamity version of I. Yeah. It's actually kind of easier to deal with. Yeah, actually, like, changing phases made that easier for me. Shizu Cthulhu. Which I probably want to use because it's just a better dash, right? But what to replace? Oh, it actually says it only halves adrenaline. It doesn't block it completely. Probably this one. And I do want to see if I can fight them again tonight. Now that I'm a little bit more prepared. And also not running across the world at the same time. I'm going to try to let them not build up. Also with the Shield of Cthulhu, I can now dash into things to prevent contact damage. I didn't want to do it like that. Yeah, mistake. Actually got adrenaline. I'll use them both. And I have all these guys to deal with. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Yeah, it's actually fine. You're very fast though. Now you can just kind of like base tank the charges by just charging back into them. I actually got adrenaline again. Oh yeah, new personal best. slightly better to Cthulhu. That's nice. Oh yeah, so this is from Alco's NPC. Potions have a small chance to not be consumed, and those NPCs have a discount. That's nice. What's going on? Get out of here. This summon has some issues with blocks being in the way sometimes. Can't shoot through one block. What's next on the list? Crabbyline. Oh, actually, I don't mind that because Crabbyline has a really fun weapon. And we do have a mushroom biome really close to the base, so yeah, let's go do that. I think you just need glowing mushrooms, right? Yep. Another Crimson Altar, but also I just need to go grab more glowing mushrooms. I could probably also make some better health potions, or just potions in general. Actually, I have an idea to go up into the sky just before this fight. Yeah, let's do that. But I'll grab the mushrooms while I'm here. Is that no, just rocks. Now the problem is that this arena is flooded, so if I want to fight the boss here, it's kind of going to be a mess. So I guess I could drain this out first. Yeah, just real quick. Just dig down here. Or, I do have better mobility underwater. Yeah, you know what? Thinking about it a bit more, I guess I'll keep the water here. Gosh, enemies keep spawning in. I'll actually, you know what? I'll add more water. Bring this in. And if I don't like the water anymore, I can just go over here. Oh, hello. You have a lot of health. Metal detector is very nice though. And here's a. Oh yeah, so the jellies got changed at some point. They used to just be very basic stat buffs like mana or like life regen or stuff like that. Now it's like it has like this other effect. Using a healing potion will spawn a cleansing aura, which will move all debuffs one time. That sounds kind of bad, honestly. What are your debuffs gonna be early on? Like poison, on fire? I don't know. And they only last for like 10 seconds at most. So you're using a health potion to like. That's kind of all it does too. I want to go up, right? And you have one gravitation potion. So let's go. Here we are in space. Calamity adds these planetoids. This is the biggest one. And it's a Drayden lab. Take more of these power cell factories. Well, what's nice is that there's a ton of these herb bags. So for making potions, you can kind of get a bit of a head start with these. But also we're in space now, so I might as well explore everything else that's here. A little bit too high up. But there's other planetoids. Like this one, which has an enchanted sword. Okay. in here. These ones have... They usually have some sort of gemstone and then a life crystal. This one has topaz. I guess I'll take, I don't know. These jungle ones, I think they just have like a random chest inside. Or like a water chest? Yeah. Diving helmet. Actually, I don't need that at all. So I already have the like upgraded one. And of course there's still regular floating islands, which I would like to throw this guy into. Like a horseshoe. I guess I don't need all these planter boxes, right? I'll keep these two in case I want to use them. Clouds. Now these harpies drop some feathers, and I actually need the feathers at some point. Actually, this weapon's kind of bad. Somehow I didn't take that much damage. Okay, there we go. Oh, they don't deal contact damage. That's nice. So this is area light. It's enchanted. I guess it's unaccessibly gets. I think there's a small chance I could get wings from floating islands. Is that true? Like the very basic like starter wings that are kind of bad. Actually really bad, but they're wings, so they're like pretty good still. For pretty hard mode. We're dodging. Here's some mushrooms. Yeah, I kind of want to build a house up here. Surface mushroom bombs are kind of annoying to make. And it would let me get an NPC, but maybe I should wait until that NPC is actually able to show up. This weapon is cool, but it's unreal, and it still is kind of weak. So... You know, thinking about it, I could teleport up here pretty easily if I got a pylon set up. So maybe I should try to do that. Look at all that. That's so nice. So now for potions, actually, I don't think bottle. And now I can just... I don't have any water. Okay, so let's... Glass. I can just make these. I just want to double jump. I guess you need feathers, right? That's kind of hard to get early on. Oh, a traveling merchant. I almost forgot about you. I think I'm good. Yeah, nothing notable. Water is like down there. So now we can just make whatever potions we want before we have to buy them. So then you can have those NPCs yet. Ow. Here's water. And then we can fight Crabulon. So now here's all the potions, right? Some added from the mod. But just your basic swiftness, iron skin, regen. And these two, which I really like. I like these potions a lot. Because they let you see. I like seeing. And they make the stream more visible. So I'm actually just going to hold on to them. And just kind of use them all the time. And once the NPCs show up where I can buy them, that's where I will... Oh, also potions. Yeah, healing potions. Which I actually already have a ton of. But I very rarely use them in pre-hard mode, but I guess I already have so many, why not? And remember, I have pylons. At the Crimson. I wouldn't mind a better grappling hook. If I search for more of these types of floating islands, maybe I could find one with like diamonds or rubies and upgrade the hook. Alright, here we are again. It is a little bit annoying that the Crimson Altar is this far away. Although, hold up. Yeah, I could just craft one. I'll need to fight the brain first. But eventually I'll be able to craft one. I feel like once you get past the brain, you don't really need Crimson Altars anymore, right? They're kind of only useful for like pre-hard mode boss summons. And for hard mode, it's all with the anvil. Or like other means of spawning the boss in. I could try to bring this water over. Sure. We've committed to the water arena idea. And I would like a goblin army to show up. That would be a good time to fight them. Although, actually, maybe not. Maybe I'm not really happy with the weapon that I have. I mean, I like this weapon. It's fun for like individual targets. But for like a swarm, like an event, probably not great. And this one is like kind of weak and it only hits one or like 2 targets at once. Yeah. Not ideal. I could make more just arrows, of course. I think I'd rather just try to look for another weapon entirely. I don't really know what the options are. This is also the time where I could look at the wiki. Calamity Mod also has a massive wiki with just everything on it. So if you want, you can try to look for like weapons that you can use. So now, there's a really big underwater arena that makes me faster. And I think it also improves stats in other ways. I don't really know. Ow. Not do that. These other enemies are still spawning in. Maybe if I just get the boss in real quick. While bosses are alive, enemy spawn rate is reduced a lot. And that's especially in True and Calamity. They actually have like an extra layer of like lowering spawn rates compared to vanilla. I'll put a little bit of a platform here just so it's not impossible to climb up here if I want to. And I can also put a campfire and get a rally for some reason. And boss. Oops, sorry. They don't actually deal contact damage, but they do a lot of like projectiles. And this attack, I assume, just does contact damage. Let's get into the water. So that they actually might move slower underwater, as all the enemies do. This jellyfish is probably more dangerous than the boss, by the way. They do a lot of damage. Look, they move slower, right? I am drowning though. I don't know why the armor set doesn't give you water breathing, at least the basic level. Thank you. Wow, okay. I just got comboed at the end there. Man. Oh. Hold up. I do remember that weapon. How do you craft it? Was it with this? Was it like blood orb? So I can't get this unless I get a blood moon. So from that fight, I learned a few things. One, a few buffs would be nice. The ones that I just crafted, maybe. I don't need anything more than that. Gills potion, also nice. And a larger arena. There's actually a lot of weapons that Calamity adds. I think it's inspired by Ultra Kill, right? Throwing the coin and then shooting the coin. There's like several of those types of weapons that Calamity adds. I wonder if anyone's a fan from the dev team. Let me catch him. There's a lot of that. The developer is a fan of a game, so they add something as a reference to that game into the mod. So all these enemies spawning are gonna make this really annoying. Since I really want to try out some unique ranged weapons, I guess I'll try them out finally. But I always see them as a crafting recipe, and I never actually go and make them. Or like as an enemy drop or something. I think one of them drops from like the pirate army, pirate invasion. Probably use too many bombs. It's fine though. I just want to open up the space above the boss because they do that big jump and they stay in the air for quite a long time. So I'm safe down here. But if they hit the ceiling, they just come back down immediately. That's not very good. And maybe this area is probably high enough. Okay, this is a better arena. I could lower this or expand this out a bit. Sure, I guess I can do this. One more bomb sounds good. Okay, I keep getting rare items. What is up with this? There's a hook. So many rare items for no reason. I feel like it can't just be luck. It has to be like drop rates for change or something. Like another rally and Shroomering and like, what is this? More of these cleansing jellies. Anyway, I think we're ready to try this again. And let's not take damage immediately. Yeah, I said, like, you're quite fast actually. And now we have a lot more space to work with. And also the boss not dealing contact damage was super useful because you can just run like under him. So these spores are really annoying. Ow. Like, see how high they can jump? If they really want to. Probably just outrunning the spores is the best option. They take actually quite a while to turn around. I don't know what that damaged me there. Only did one. I still have adrenaline. Just kidding. How do I get past? Like that? Let's just use the rage. I'm not gonna get adrenaline. This rage. Yeah, of course, if they're actively shooting you, you're not gonna be able to run past them. No, no music. Hold up. Keep the music going. Oh yeah. I didn't get hit by that. The stomp hitbox is actually pretty small. Okay, not if you run straight into him. Yeah, I've kind of figured out something of a pattern here. Okay. Well, no adrenaline for this fight. Let's see if I get the item that I want. No. This is a fun weapon. I don't want this boss has a ranged weapon drop. See if we can find him up here for a bit. See if this works out any better. Okay, I don't think it will up here. Oh, almost. Actually, it was kind of fine. Actually worked out way better than all the other attempts. Or both of the other attempts. Done 3 attempts so far, right? First one died, second 2 made it. There's so many spores. Like, what is this? How are you supposed to deal with this, actually? They just create a huge wall. I guess if you had a weapon that's better at clearing them out, but in the early game, you know, AoE weapons are pretty hard to get. Even this one is not very good at dealing with them. They probably have really low HP if you just kind of like shoot them down really easily. That's my recommendation. Where are you going? There we go. No personal best, just because of adrenaline. Still not getting the item I want. Nope. this is where it helps to... Well, actually, it wouldn't matter too much, because I think this guy drops glowing mushrooms, so I can just craft the summoning item again if I die. Even if the summoning item wasn't non-consumable. So it doesn't really make a huge difference for this boss, but it's still nice that I just have infinite tries. If you're farming for a boss, for a specific item. Alright, they also have a hitbox when they jump. That is also considered an attack. I also am drowning. I ran out of guild potion. I'm getting bullied. Mistake. So many projectiles. Goodness. Wow. Somehow we still make it. Thank you for that. Can I just get this one item? Do I need these fungal comps? Back in the mushroom spore zone. What is this? I'm just jumping all over all these. Why are these things so strong? How much defense do I have? 21. Does it increase underwater? Yeah, 36. Or actually, no, it depends on if this thing is active or not. Posture? I actually just don't have the space for this. Summon. I guess I'll use it. This is a really fun weapon. This magic weapon. If I had a little bit more mana, I'd use it better. But here I'll use it for this next fight. So I'm gonna keep fighting this until I get the weapon. So what you do? Summon a bunch of it, and bam! It just starts the fight with a bunch of damage. Isn't it a cogmatch, dude? That is so relevant. Well, after you say that it's not the best, like, introduction to like traditional roguelikes, I'm like more hesitant to actually try it out. But I think I'm probably not going to get around to that for a while. Because I'm doing Calamity now. How am I not taking? Okay, there we go. I don't know about this one. Oh my gosh. Like 20 health left. That was such a mess. Still nothing. Still nothing. Really. I want to make a little bit more mana. Common hotkeys. You know, that's funny. That's actually a really funny thing to say. For like FPS games, for example. They're so common that the controls for them is just like completely, you know, it's expected that most players just know how the controls work, just because it's an FPS game and, you know, everyone's played one before. At least that's the assumption, right? So for the most part, you could just drop someone into an FPS and they know how to play it, at least on a basic level, right? But I didn't think about it. Like a roguelike, they use a lot of hotkeys, I assume. A lot of just like kind of maybe unintuitive things at first, but you know, maybe there's some level where, you know, some games expect you to know how it works, just like how like some FPS games or other genres like platformers expect you to know how they work just by default. Okay, well, we're here again. I don't like this guy. It makes me think there's an enemy sitting here. That's a skeleton. I didn't even notice you. Genuinely, these spores are like the biggest. Like, they're actually just kind of annoying, honestly. Just a massive wall of like these things that just get in your way and deal a ton of damage. What is up with them? And I can't. They're like, they have a lot of health for being tiny little like projectiles, essentially. I'm not doing great this one. Hit that. Great disagree. And that critical hit saved me. It killed the spore instantly. This is a fun weapon too. It might actually deal more damage, honestly. This one too. Actually, true melee. True melee on a boss that doesn't deal contact damage. I'll try it. Well, when they're doing the jumps, I can't. Jellyfish! Get out of here, dude. You're not invited to the party. You could possibly deal with the spores. Not well enough. Yeah, the lore items used to give buffs if they were in your inventory, but that's not true anymore. Actually, no, I'm just too close to like get hit by the like projectiles he shoots. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Here's the mods. I mean, the problem with the inventory, with like the lore buffs, is that you have like a bunch of them in your inventory, and you already have so many items in your inventory. It became kind of a pain. Why do I still have nothing? I've fought this boss like 20 times already. I just want one item. Does it even exist anymore? Can anyone confirm if this gun still exists that is dropped by Crabulon? I missed the floor. It exists? Okay. No, adrenaline. You know, if this arena was like twice as big, the fight would be a lot easier. I only have so much water to work with. Or I could have just like forgotten about the water and drained it all and then had a normal fight. I don't know if this is actually making it easier. It certainly makes it more interesting. I don't usually make underwater arenas. I don't think most people do either. Still nothing. And okay. Really the only one I just haven't gotten for whatever reason. It is a gun. I don't even have any bullets, I don't think. I'm open to using guns too. But like random weapons like this one, these are the kind of weapons that I'm looking for, really. This jellyfish is the main priority right now. Throwing it a little bit. I don't know if that weapon's that good. That magic build and all the other enemies that are here. Maybe we'll be done with this someday. Ow. Also, don't mind the mother slime that's just been hanging out on the surface this whole time. Just bouncing around up there. At like 1 health. Nope. How long do we have to be here? Oh, come on. Not gonna fall down. Maybe I could try out some other weapons. I think defense kind of ruins that one. This one might hit twice. It might deal more damage. Yeah. Oh god, I'm doing really bad. I did run out of the buffs, but I don't think they make a huge difference. This wall of mushrooms. And they're coming back. This would not be possible if Crabgon didn't deal contact damage. If they did deal the contact damage, that would make this so much more difficult with the strategy that I'm using. I think this is kind of the only strategy you can use because your arena is usually very limited in mushroom biomes. I don't know if you can take them outside of... Finally. That took way too long. Got a lot of money though. Platinum coin. Okay, was it actually worth it? I don't know. Is this weapon good? I like the way it works. It basically shoots this one shot and then it splits into a bunch of other little mushrooms. So it like, I mean, 22 plus 7 plus potentially hitting multiple times. Oh, they're homing? Okay, never mind. It's actually even better. Yeah, that's definitely an upgrade. So maybe it was worth it. Maybe you could make the argument. You know what's concerning though? Is the Brain of Cthulhu, who I don't have the best weapon for. Piercing is good against them, but any good options other than like Jester arrows, of course? I don't know, what do I even have access to? Get rid of this. I mean, there's like these, but I already made the Storm Surge. That's kind of like the best one I have for like AoE, and it's kind of not great. This is a fun item. I want to stick to ranged weapons. Although if there's like a really strong... No, I'm just gonna stick with the... Actually, this would probably work pretty well, wouldn't it? I'm actually just gonna get rid of the Storm Surge. I don't like it. Let's head to the Crimson, and maybe this will be the final boss this stream. Or Perforators if I can get to that. I'll give it a try if I find the spawner. Maybe I should build a bridge here. This will be great against the second phase. I already know that. Especially with the homing. I don't think it was always homing. I think that's like a somewhat recent buff, or at least I wasn't aware of it. Okay, try that immediately. It might be kind of bad in closed areas because they don't seem to do any damage until they start homing. So if they just hit a wall, then they do nothing. Like that, all those bullets did like no extra damage. You know, since I already built the platform here, here's my arena. Of course, this is a pretty open space, so that's not a big problem. Here's a little tip. If you place torches with smart cursor and you don't hold the mouse next to your player, you'll just place them automatically spread out like this. So there we go. There's torches everywhere. Anyway, buff potions. You know, There's 3 more, right? 3 more hearts? Yeah. So I have 2 attempts at the boss. I'll do 1 attempt now, and if I die, I'll get some buffs and come back. Maybe I'll just use this for the first phase. Actually... Oh, they shoot. They changed the boss. What the heck? Okay, it's not horrible. I'm kind of stuck right now. I should have built more platforms on the bottom. Kill the last one. There we go. Wasted most of the adrenaline there. Oh gosh, he's different. Adrenaline twice in one fight. Oh, that's a fun pattern. There we go. That actually wasn't that bad at all. I just want... But I would like to fight the perforators here. That's, you can only make that after you beat the boss. I guess I'll just wait for it to spawn. Or I could try them on the surface. I haven't even explored the surface crimson. I'll go do that. You know, that's our reward for getting for fighting Crabulon so much. Maybe this weapon carried me and made the fight really easy. It's definitely an upgrade over the rest of the weapons I have. There probably was a better option for the first phase, though. Second phase, it was great. Also, I don't know why I'm holding onto this weapon still. Oh, there's another cave right here. And you know, if I want to fight a boss, this would be a great arena. Alright, well, here we go. Kind of, flat, though. Or, no, like, platforms. Should I make some platforms? Let me whack you with this platform. Hey, dude. Alright, well, this will be the last boss, so the stream is probably going to end very soon anyway. Thanks for sticking around. These are certainly sound effects. Worms are gonna be a problem. Did a pretty bad job dodging worm. There we go. That still hits me. That strategy does not work. I don't know why I keep doing it. Oh, the worm. One worm down. I'm not doing any damage to that guy. Where are you at? I feel like their head has a huge hitbox. Surely. Oh, get away from me. Maybe all the worms do. It's more likely that they like bite you instead of just like being you somewhere else. Because the head does the most damage. Okay, here's the last one. Maybe I could. Oh, never mind. If I get adrenaline again, I'll try that strategy. Alright, yes, final worm. The last worm that we will fight with this mod. See, that was a huge hitbox. I like dashed away from him and then bounced back in. I could totally just do this, right? It does deal contact damage. Oh, I should have looked at that. Alright. Well, I think I'll have to look for a new weapon. But that's pretty much it. Everything else about that fight went very well. Yeah, new weapon that actually pierces. I'll go get the money, but then yeah, on the stream. So far, I think it's going pretty good. Other than lack of a piercing weapon. Like the Storm Surge was like the only option that I've had so far. And it only pierces a single enemy, and I'm pretty sure that it does less damage on the next enemy hit. I feel like grenades would do really well against that boss. I should have used the pylon, whatever. Hey, dude. This weapon is pretty cool. I think that, oh, musket balls. This weapon would benefit from higher base damage. Maybe benefit from that other armor set. Each split projectile would deal 1 more damage, right? That sounds pretty strong. Like, stronger bullet types would also work really well if the weapon worked with it, but it only works with musket balls, so it's always going to have that damage. Or if it had a better reforge, I think just 5% extra damage, it's not huge. But I don't think this weapon is going to work against that boss. It kind of works, and using this weapon is also like somewhat functional, but I think just a bow with Jet arrows is pretty much the only thing I can think of. Get back to me. Yeah, a different weapon would also be nice. Yeah, that's going to be it for this stream. Thanks everyone for watching. I will actually be back tomorrow for more Calamity, if you are interested in this. So yeah, see ya.